And good morning to you. We're updating our broadcast to keep you abreast of what's happening in the mining community of Linden. Breaking news to report to you this morning. 3 persons have been confirmed dead after being shot last evening as the police at Linden opened fire on a group of protesters who had gathered on the Wismar-Mackenzie Bridge. Several buildings, including the Linden Mine Secretariat building, were gutted by fire just after the shooting. And there are reports that several other persons have been injured, and up to late last night they were being treated in the emergency unit at the Mackenzie Hospital. The situation became chaotic as the police tried to clear the bridge where the protesters had gathered. Tear gas and pellets were first used. And before you knew it, residents said that the police opened fire on them with what appeared to be live rounds. The Guyana Police Force is not saying anything except that they're monitoring the situation at Linden. They've not said anything about the injured or those who would have died. Leader of the opposition, David Granger, traveled to Linden last evening after the reports surfaced of persons being shot dead. And he joins us by telephone.
Well, I am now in Linden. The situation is quite tense. There is no disorder, but it is clear that the situation is tense because there are some buildings which are being burning and some roads have been blocked. And certainly the people are very angry because of the unprovoked aggression by the police force, the unprovoked shooting, the use of maximum force without warning on peaceful protesters, the use of live rounds, also the use of pellets. So there was obviously worse than an overreaction on the part of the police against a peaceful protest.
Yeah. What is the position of the opposition right now? The Prime Minister released a statement last evening saying that with regard to the protests at Linden, that the leaders of the protests should take the blame for whatever would have happened there.
Well, the Prime Minister is misinformed. I don't think he knows what's happened on the ground here. This was a legitimate process that's been going on for the last 3 months or so. And the Lindeners have always been peaceful and very articulate. And this protest was notified. It was not a sudden surge of anger. It was supported by the entire community, including the business sector and the religious sector. And it is quite clear that special police were sent up here, and the police behavior has been very provocative. And it has resulted in a tragedy.
Yeah.
There's been no attempt to use minimum force. There's been no attempt to use conciliation to ensure that if there was any breach of the law, and I didn't see that there was any breach of the law, that things could have been resolved in a more peaceful manner. But the use of lethal fire was completely uncalled for, and the police have to bear responsibility for the death. And the government, last Thursday, I invited Mr. Ramatar to sit down with the officials of the Upper Demerara-Berbice region and seek a consensual solution to this crisis. I told him there was a crisis, and I laid out a 4-point plan. And I was convinced that the people of Linden wanted to speak. They wanted a solution. And this is not a solution. This is only going to stiffen resistance to the not only to the electricity tariffs, but also to the unprovoked police action.
Meanwhile, a number of human rights and civic groups have planned a protest later this morning outside police headquarters against the shooting at Linden. Just to recap, senior medical sources at the Linden Hospital confirming that 3 persons have died as a result of the gunshot wounds they would have received during that protest at Linden when the police opened fire to disperse the crowd at the Linden-Mackenzie-Wismar Bridge. Stay tuned as we will bring you the rest of the news after these commercials.